Hello, Jorbs here. I wanted to show off Storybook Brawl a little bit for the YouTube audience. Played a couple of 100 hours of this game on stream. It's fun. It's sort of like a multiplayer Slay the Spire, is how I would describe it to get your attention. The idea is that you're building a team of characters and they fight against other people's teams of characters, and over time you'll get stronger and stronger characters with more and more complicated interactions. You'll also get relics, treasures is what they're called in this game. You can cast spells for each combat, things like that. I am currently 618th in the world, which is, I think my peak has been 30 something. There was a ranked reset recently, so I'm not caught back up to where I was. But this is not a game that I care terribly much about playing seriously, I wouldn't say. I think this is a game that's very enjoyable. I want to play a fairly normal character. Sad Dracula is really fun, but yeah, I think this is a game that's very enjoyable to just sort of play and have fun and not try super hard to win. And you can try super hard to win if you want. There's certainly room to do that, but it's also just a fun game. Games run 20 to 30 minutes for the most part, and yeah. The way the game is monetized is you can buy gems to unlock heroes and also to buy cosmetics like skins for heroes and emotes. You can also unlock heroes with fairy dust, which you just gather naturally by playing the game. At this point I have all the heroes unlocked, I believe. But if you were playing, you wouldn't have them all unlocked yet. You would have this one and this one unlocked, and these two would say you have to pay dust or gems to unlock this on them. Okay, so anyway, I have chosen Mad Catter. When I roll, I add attack and health equal to my level to a random character in my shop. There are a lot of things to explain to get you to a point where you know what that means, I suppose. Here's my shop, and there are 3 characters in it. I'm about to run out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll buy the Happy Little Tree. We like Happy Little Tree here. It's a 1/1, but it gets 2 health permanently each round, so over time it'll get stronger. And we are up against someone who doesn't have any units. So it even won for us, look at that. Now, add attack and health equal to level of a random character, to a random character in your shop. So this is attack and this is health. And when units hit each other, that you might have noticed, I guess we haven't had a fight yet. The fights are completely automated. I don't actually do anything for the fights. I'm wondering if I shrink spell, I don't think so. When this hits something in a fight, it will deal 1 damage, and it will take damage to its health, and hopefully it will kill the things and still have health left over, but it's a 1/4 unit, so it probably won't do anything super impressive. In fact, we're going to have a battle where 1/4 units just hit each other for a while, it looks like. So in the store, every turn it refreshes with more units. And my special thing is that I can roll and buff something. So here's a spell, Forbidden Fruit, +1 gold. I can use this gold. I'm only allowed to play 1 spell per combat for the most part, so you see this here to remind you that you've already played a spell. And I'm gonna roll, and boom. My power buffed Happy Little Tree, so this Happy Little Tree is already having 3 power. I'm also going to buy a chicken, because I can sell the chicken for 2 gold, and I don't think I care that much about any of this other stuff. So, on the left side of the screen, you can see the other players in the lobby. The trophy hunter who we fought round 1 has disconnected, it looks like, so that explains why they didn't have any units. We also have 6 other opponents, though. Here's me. Whoa, no, this is me. Here's me. And you can keep track of how much life they have. You can also mouse over them and see what level they are. Level goes up by 1 every 3 turns if you don't interact with it in any other way. You can buy spells, though, that will speed that up, and also Skip is level 4 already because Skip starts an entire level ahead of everybody else, but skips their first round. That's the downside. So I found a third happy little tree. When you get 3 of the same unit, they combine, and you get a treasure. I'm going to take Spinning Wheel, I think. Yes, I'll take a 312. It's sort of not quite what I wanted. And I'll roll and then lock if I like what gets buffed. I didn't really like that one. You may notice that other people have a lot more units than me. We're a bit slow to get units on the board, I would say. But hey, we managed to tie the fight. This is a consequence of buying 3 of the same unit to make this gargantuan happy little tree, though, so at least we have something going for us. Also, it's because I'm playing Hatter, so I'm choosing to roll a lot. This is an example of a spell that gives experience, so if you were wondering what those looked like, this is one way that we might get ahead on levels. And now that we're level 3, we are seeing 3-cost units in the store. So I just hit +3/+3 on Peep, which seems fine. Peep is an insignificant body that summons a bunch of insignificant units when she dies. Which doesn't sound like an incredible thing, but because she has +3/+3, I think she's just fine right now. I'm going to buy Darkwood Creeper. Darkwood Creeper has this ability: when one of your characters survives damage, give it 1 attack permanently. And I have a lot of toughness on my units and not a lot of attack. So this is a way to fix that. Unfortunately, it costs 3, so I'm gonna have to sell something to get it. I guess I'll sell my 3/7 Rainbow Unicorn. And I'm actually gonna play Sleeping Princess back rank, so I haven't talked about ranks yet. The reason was exactly so that if they had that dragon, it had a chance of hitting Sleeping Princess instead of Creeper. Oh well, it was a nice thought, right? So units attack from the front, left to right, and they attack random enemies in the front rank and then random enemies in the back rank, with the exception of things with flying, like the dragon that just killed our Creeper. Things with flying will attack your back rank first, even if you have things in the front rank. Okay. I'm gonna cast Sugar and Spice on Sleeping Princess. When I cast a spell on it, it will wake up. Suddenly it has a bunch of attack. Look for units that are buffed. Rainbow Unicorn decided to come back. That is fine with me. One more buffed unit. So I can take the Surprised Pig. It is a 6/9, nice. Which is like significantly large at this point in the game, I guess. Yeah, I suppose that's fine. The problem with Prized Pig is that if I lose a fight, well, if I win a fight with it alive, I get 2 gold. But if it dies in a fight, my opponent will get a gold. That's what Last Breath means on units. So what other abilities do we have? This is a Last Breath too. There are support abilities. So if this unit is in the back rank, the units in front of it, which are good, will get +2/+3 for the fight. We saw the ability on this where I had to target it with a spell to wake it up. A lot of units have sort of creative and unique abilities on them, which are just for them. This opponent has 2 dwarf supports in the back, so these dwarves are pretty large. Princess White is an example of a very unique ability. When one of your dwarves dies, Princess White gains +1/+1 permanently, so even though I'm beating up these dwarves, Princess White's getting quite large as a consequence. And we ended up tying the fight, and I gave them a gold, and Princess White gained a bunch of stats. So that's pretty good for them. I did get some more stats on Happy Little Tree, and it looks like this has +1 attack versus before, and maybe that gains some attack, I don't know. So I got some stuff out of it too. We're against Merlin, who is level 4 and still max HP. A little bit scary. I'm gonna buy a Polywoggle. Polywoggle, if it slays, turns into a creature. This is the first time that I'm going to buy something that hasn't been buffed for almost the entire game. I'm going to buy Heartwood Elder, which is a treant support, and at the start of each brawl I give +2/+2 permanently to any treants in front of it. I can start buffing my Creeper, which means that my Creeper won't survive very long in fights, but that's sort of okay. Guess I'll also take this 6/6 ranged unit. Seems alright. There are ways to make this slay somewhat reliably, and getting like 5 or 6 level 5 or level 6 units earlier than you would otherwise is quite powerful. So that's why I bought that, and it's just sitting on the bench. And we can swap which units are on the bench whenever we want. I can swap units around in play, and I can swap units around on the bench. Unfortunately, my Darkwood Creeper died immediately, so I'm not getting any permanent attack boosts in this fight. But I did win the fight against the person who had the most health in the lobby, so that implies that we are at least a little bit strong at the moment. And I'm against the Trophy Hunter, who I remember has just absolutely nothing. I'm going to buy... Oh, I guess I'm going to play the Prized Pig to get an extra 2 gold. Seems like a good idea. I'll buy this pair. If you triple units, you get treasures. We already saw that happen. The higher the cost of the unit, the better the treasure is going to be. So if I triple this, it's just a 2-cost treasure, which is not super exciting. But it's low cost to buy it, so it seems alright to try. Here we go. I'll just take +1 health on all of my units. It seems okay. Medusa is quite a strong unit. Whenever it attacks a character, it transforms them into a statue. I don't have to play it here because my opponent doesn't have anything. But later on in the game, that's the sort of unit that can... It can be a 4-cost unit that can beat up 6-cost units. So it's nice to be picking up units that can be useful later at this point. I think I'm about to change a lot of my board. So I just got Juliet, which is a 7/8 with no ability. So maybe not so exciting, but I also got 2 Romeos, and when these die, if Juliet is dead, they summon Juliet and give her +7/+7. So I'm gonna buy both of those, play both of them, sell... It's hard to pick between an 8/7 with ranged, which means it can attack without taking damage, and a 13/13 without ranged. I think I'll sell... Ooh, they're really hard to pick between. I have Creeper too. I already tripled this? I guess I'll sell this, since I have the ability to triple this with a really lucky store, and 3-cost treasures could be nice. Anyway, I'm gonna buy Juliet, I have 2 Romeos, I have these treants getting big, and I'm also gonna buy Turkish Delight as my spell, which gives me +1 experience. I'm now level 5. So if I could work out a way to get Polywoggle to slay, it would turn into a level 6 unit now, which is, those are the highest strength units in the game. That's exciting stuff. That would be cool. Don't currently have any hope whatsoever of that happening though. We'll have to find a spell or a unit that enables that or something. I could just play it as a 1/1. Maybe we'd get really lucky. Probably not, though. Unfortunately, my Juliet immediately started the fight by attacking this apple tree, which sets the health of units which attack it to 1. So when it resummons here, it's going to not have particularly high health. But the double Romeo was enough to win us the fight, so hard to complain about that. Here's the unit that it attacked into. It's not a permanent debuff, so we're back to normal for this fight. This is another treant, which I could put in front of the Heartwood Elder, and it's a pretty good treant. Guess I will buy it. Let's roll. We have some units we can triple for sure. Let's roll again. I don't think I'm going to try to triple that one. I am very happy to buy experience here, so we're basically skipping through level 5 as quickly as we can to get to level 6, which seems like a good idea to me. I'm going to play this. I think I do want to play a creeper. Play it there. Getting more attack on Happy Little Tree is a really big deal right now. And I'm going to try to triple creeper. I have, I think, 2 pairs that I'm rolling for to get triples for treasures. They're only 3 cost treasures though, and we're like getting pretty late game now, so 3 cost treasures are, well, we can do better probably. So we'll see if we actually successfully do. So I haven't been trying to keep up with like everything that my opponents are doing that's fancy and stuff like that. It's just too much for talking through it, but if you are interested in this game, it is free to play. With some monetization that's, you know, available if you want to participate in it. And you can play against bots. So at the start, you can not only have it free to play, but also have bot games with no time limits, and you can spend as long as you want thinking about your turns and everything. Take a Robin Wood. This is a pretty strong tree. It looks like I am running out of room for the Romeo and Juliet right now, unfortunately. I'm against someone who is dead. They are a ghost. I'm going to sell Juliet. I'm going to keep these as potential triples. I'm going to play Grimsol. So when Grimsol dies, it triggers a slay ability on one of my characters. The only slay ability that I have here is on Polywoggle, which will transform it into a character that is 1 level higher than my hero. It doesn't matter that I'm level 6, it will not give me a level 7 unit because there aren't any, but it will give me a level 6 unit. Unless Medusa could have turned this into a statue, which would have stopped it from working, or Wretched Mummy. When it dies, deals 4 damage to all of my units, so if I'd killed Wretched Mummy right at the start of the fight, that could have stopped it from happening. Fortunately, none of that did happen, and now I have a Hercules. Hercules is on a quest. If Hercules deals 100 damage, Hercules will upgrade, which is going to double his base stats, and will give me a level 6 treasure. So we're talking about some of the strongest treasures in the game when we think about level 6 stuff. This entire game is sort of just Happy Little Tree saying like, hey, get behind me. The tree has done great. I'm going to grab the Green Knight. This is another support, so my backline is entirely supports right now. Just gives plus 10 health to everything. Definitely not playing this part of the game perfectly. There's just too much going on with explaining what I'm thinking about and trying to click everything at the same time. I'm gonna want to lock for that tree. And I'll take Sting to give Hercules 10 attack to get the quest complete faster. This tree is very, very strong. At the start of each brawl, give my treants plus attack equal to Ashwood Elm's health. So all of a sudden my trees, which don't currently have that much attack, are going to have tons of attack. But at the moment it's in the shop, so it's not currently helping me. Hercules needed 1 more health to survive that hit. Yeah, we got a little bit unlucky in that fight. There were definitely ways that it could have gone, which could have let us win. My opponent's playing a comp that doesn't really have much of a future, I would say. Like, it doesn't scale very easily into late game, so I'm not too worried that we lost that fight. There are only 3 players left, and I think that we can very quickly get to a point where we beat that player. I'm going to devour this and gain 2 gold just to keep rolling for better units. Okay, got a creeper upgrade. I'm gonna take treasure map. Next time I pick a treasure, my choices are 2 levels higher. This is gonna give me a level 7 treasure, actually, off of Hercules, instead of a level 6. And that could be very, very, very strong. We'll see though. The dream here is to get a treasure called Round Table. And what Round Table does is at the start of the fight, it makes it so whichever of your health or attack is the highest, you set the other value to that as well. So if you had a 101 creature, it would turn into a 100-100 creature. That's very, very strong with Ashwood Elm, because Ashwood Elm gets a ton of attack on all of your trees at the start of the fight. I am actually going to lose this fight against the ghost, so that's not great. Let's see what treasure we get though. Okay, we did get the Round Table. And I think that's definitely the right thing to be choosing. So now that I have that, I'm going to take Nian just to try to get a level 5 treasure. I'm going to give this character 3 health permanently, since the attack buff on all my units is so strong here. And now we're rolling one. I guess we don't really need these anymore. Okay, we've given it as much health as we can. Now I'm rolling for a unit called Echowood. Echowood has ability text that says whenever your units gain stats in a fight, it gains those stats as well. And so we're going to have Ashwood Elm give our units tons of attack at the start of the fight, then Round Table will give them tons of health. And if I can get an Echowood, Echowood is going to get all of those stats as well. It is 1 level 6 unit though, so it's not like guaranteed super easy that we're going to get it. As you could see there, we're starting to get stronger. We definitely won that fight, and it wasn't particularly close. This is a ranged treant, so I think I will buy it. Having ranged units late game is very nice, especially when they have 80 power or whatever. I'll just cast Smite. I think this is just a combat spell. Deal 30 damage to a random enemy. Just wondering if I play this right now. Probably over Creeper. I don't think Creeper is better than Apple Tree. It has... Actually, does it have almost the same stats as Happy Little Tree? Happy Little Tree's not benefiting much from Ashwood Elm, right? It's an 87-87, and this is a 72-72. Okay. No. The thing is that the attack from Creeper doesn't actually matter that much either. Well, it sort of does. Alright. Here's our opponent. Like I said, they have this comp that's based heavily around Princess White, which just, like, the amount bigger that Princess White can get isn't very impressive compared to how big our trees have gotten. So, we are now winning fights against them as well. They've got a tree of life, so when one of their characters dies, they fully heal their other characters, which kept them alive a little bit longer. Okay, we have some pretty good hits here. Like this one gives me a level 6 treasure. I'm going to take Ivory Owl. Start of each brawl, give my characters +2/+2 permanently. It's not that exciting here, for sure. It's like, okay. Could have taken Wand of Weirding instead. I'm going to take another Ashwood Elm. So the cool thing about Ashwood Elm is that I can just keep adding more of them. And with Round Table, they just keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So against the Ghost, I'm not going to go crazy and sell a ton of things for this. Just play Shrivel, because why not? But next round I'll have another Ashwood Elm. So as you may have been able to tell, it's a little bit tricky to explain everything that's going on live in a game like this. I would highly recommend, if this seems interesting to you, to download Storybook Brawl from Steam. It's free to download, and try playing a bot game and see how you do. And that'll give you plenty of time to read through everything. There's also an encyclopedia. It explains what all of the units and treasures are for you. And you can read through that. Mostly looking for a combat spell, we just have one player left. They were dwarves with Lordy last time, so there is a cap to how strong they can really be. I'll just play Genie's Wish for a random spell. Unfortunately, I haven't managed to find an Echo Wood, which is too bad, because if I had found an Echo Wood, we would have gotten to see some very, very, very large numbers. But our numbers aren't too small, are they? We're doing okay. Yeah. And I guess that's that. I will say, I played like a couple of hundred hours of this game. I think it's fun. Compared to like Slay the Spire, there's a lot more randomness in it, which can be nice. There's variety, but you're sort of playing a game where your strength is random and your opponent's strength is very random, so there's much more pronounced randomness than there is in a run of Slay the Spire, I would say. And you have fewer decision points where you can make changes to how strong you and your opponent are. You can't change how strong your opponent is. And in terms of your strength, you have, you know, shop phases, but you only have a certain amount of those. Not many compared to how many like card rewards you would have in a game of Slay the Spire. You have like where your units go on the board, but you don't get to play through an entire turn and things like that. So there's a lot more randomness because of that. The games, this one took 30 minutes. So yeah, like 20 to 30 minutes, I would say. I went all the way through a fairly lengthy top 3 in this game, and it still came in slightly less than 30 minutes. So it's a nice little bite-sized strategy gaming experience. And it's something that I've been playing a lot on the Twitch stream. So if you want to check it out more, you may be able to catch me live, or you can check out my VODs over on Twitch. You can always go to twitch.tv/Jorbs/videos and see my full VODs for the last 3 months. I think they're automatically saved. Plus, I can make highlights of things that I think are particularly worth saving and put those there as well. So, thanks for tuning in for this video. I just realized that my camera hasn't been on this entire time. I've been like looking at the camera and expressing at the camera and stuff. Oh well. That's too bad. And yeah, I hope to see you around. Hope you're enjoying October or whatever it is. Who could say? Fall is definitely here in Seattle, though. Have a good one.